Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos. In this video, we'll be learning about the demographic environment. In the previous video, we learned about the analysis of macro environment, and in the couple of next videos, we'll be learning about all those environments, starting with the demographic environment. Demographic development often move at a fairly predictable pace. The most important of these marketeers monitor is population. That includes the size and the growth rate of the population, that is spread over cities, regions, and nations. They also study about age distribution and ethnic mix, educational levels, household patterns, and regional characteristics and movements. Let us understand about worldwide population growth. You can see according to the nature of the color, where the light blue and the darkest blue is there, the density of population can be represented. Gaining insight into niche consumer markets can prove extremely useful for all manners of business. By understanding buying habits, earning brackets, environmental trends, and amounts of disposable income, a business can tailor marketing campaigns directly to potential customers while planning long-term products for development. For example, many MNCs they are moving in this region of Asia where they are seeing potential in countries like India and China. They are setting up their manufacturing facilities, and more companies they are setting up their R&D department and offices from where they operate in countries like India and China. There are a number of dynamic qualities that need to be considered when researching a demographic environment, and accurate understanding and prediction of trends can often be the difference between success and the failure of any planned marketing strategy. Trends, for example, are ever-changing, which means both researchers and strategists need to constantly keep up to date with dynamic factors while remaining flexible. One danger of demographic environmental analysis is getting caught up in the details or missing factors that may indicate change. The underlying fundamentals of business still apply regardless of how detailed an analysis may be. The growing population does not always means growing markets unless there is a sufficient purchasing power. Care and education of children can raise the standard of living but are nearly impossible to accomplish in most developing countries. Nonetheless, companies that carefully analyze these markets can find major opportunities. Sometimes the lessons from developing markets are helping businesses in developed markets as well. Population growth is highest in the countries and communities that can least afford it. Developing regions of the world currently account for 84% of the world population and are growing at 1% to 2% per year. The population in the developed countries is growing at only 0.3%. In developing countries, modern medicine is lowering the death rate. Talk about the birth rate that remains fairly stable. Let us understand about population age mix as well. Age mix, another important factor for marketeers to decide upon the marketing of products or services in different markets. If a country is having an older population, things like insurance, medical services would be more relevant there. But if the country is having a younger population, sports activities and products like that are related to technology will be more relevant in those markets. Let us understand about these things by example. Mexico, which has a very young population and has rapid population growth. On the other extreme, it is Italy, which is one of the world's oldest population. For example, milk, diapers, school supplies, and toys will be more important products in Mexico as than in Italy. Imagine the world to be a village of 100 people. Then we would be having such arrangements. 61 villagers would be Asian, 20 Chinese, and 17 Indian based on their individual population density. 14 villagers African, 11 villagers European, 8 villagers Latin or South American, 5 villagers North American, 1 villager Australia, Oceania or Antarctica. Out of 100 villagers, 18 villagers would be illiterate, 33 villagers would have cellular phone, 16 villagers would be using internet, 18 villagers would be under the age of 10 years, and 11 villagers would be over the age of 60 years. So this is the demographic pattern that you would find of the world if you could imagine it to be a village of 100 people. I thank you. I hope that you have followed in this particular video. I'll be meeting you in the next video.